Hello and welcome back to another Your Honor Wrestling and another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. It's a big show today. We've got a lot of action, including MJF versus Rush for the world title, a TNT title match between Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, as well as much more, including Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis in the Owen Hart Cup. But we started things off with MJF versus Rush, and from there, Renee Paquette announced no count-out stipulation, and Andrade hyped the challenger up. The champ spat in his opponent's face early, igniting a fire in Rush that allowed him to physically overwhelm MJF early, tossing him onto the timekeeper's position and into the table. There's always where he will utilise an exposed turnbuckle to his advantage, busting Rush open and targeting the wound to seize control of the bout. The former ROH World Champ fought back, but MJF shut him down by targeting his left arm. Rush suckered the champ into a headbutt, entering the break. Back from the timeout, the ringside medical staff tried to tell Bryce Rensburg that both men were unfit to continue based on the action, with the commentary team selling the Mexican-born star suffering from a dislocated shoulder. Rush laid the doctor out to ensure the match continued. He attempted a running drop kick through the barricade, but MJF moved, then added a tombstone pile driver onto the broken guardrail, seemingly hurting his knee in the progress. MJF applied the STF, forcing the injured left shoulder of his opponent. Despite one last fight look from Rush, the champ ultimately retained the title when El Toro Bronco became unresponsive. Post-match, Mars Briscoe attempted to cut off a post-match attack by MJF, but the Salt of the Earth got the better, escaped up the ramp before the conglomeration could get their hands on him. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought this was really good. MJF taunted his challenger really well here. The no count-out stipulation, I think, really worked well, allowing for the outside brawl. Rush ate MJF up a lot often. He looked unstoppable, but the champion did just enough, capitalising and exploiting the injury. Easy story to follow, and I thought, yeah, it's really good. Obviously, Briscoe setting up the inevitable match as well worked well. So yeah, 7 out of 10. From an earlier backstage segment, we then got Mark Briscoe promising to fight the next person he saw, and that was Lio Rush. Rush threw Briscoe off throughout the match, halting his momentum with his mannerisms. The smallest competitor made him pay, capitalising on the openings those hesitations presented. The future Hall of Famer fought back, though, overwhelming Rush with his size, strength and ferocity, cut off one last gasp attempt by his opponent and delivered the cutthroat driver for the pinfall victory. Afterwards, he cut an impassioned promo, reliving the anger he had upon his arrival in AEW following Jay's death, and how wrestling served as therapy. Until that, his anger resurfaced in the rivalry with MJF. He called the world champion up for a shot, and it's fairly apparent right away, considering the focus on Rush. There was something unique about it. The commercial break hurt it, still we got its fun, and Briscoe gave a really solid promo, and I'm really looking forward to that match. As we then moved on to Andrade in action against an indie wrestler, and it was a squash. After the match, reiterating his desire to compete for the world title, though the commentary team reminded the audience that it couldn't happen because of the arrangement with the Don Callis family. Callis made his family felt accompanied to the ring with Jake Doyle. Once inside the square circle, he overshadowed Andrade, revealing that Kevin Knight's a member of his faction now. Andrade looked like a world champion here. It's going to be a really interesting family with a Don Callis over that stipulation. Knight needs a mouthpiece at this point in his career, and I think adding into a faction that's full is a bit of a risk, but I think the mouthpiece is good. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued but hesitant to see where it goes. But yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. As we then moved on to Knight in action against Speedball Mike Bailey, the newest member of the Callis family, built momentum entering the break, seasoning triumph, putting Bailey on the defensive. Back from the timeout as Chance G sold out rain from the arena. Speedball rocked Knight with a big kick to create separation. The champs rocked Bailey, knocking him off the ropes. To the arena floor. He added a big clothesline from the squared circle to his opponent, but was unable to sustain the upper hand as the challenger fought him off. Back and forth action ensued, with each man momentarily gaining the advantage. Doyle provided a distraction, allowing Callis to sweep the babyface's leg out from under him. Knight fought back off his opponent, crashing down to the mat, and then added the crash landing for the pinfall victory and the successful title defense. After the match, Knight gave a promo, becoming the largest star to throw his name in for the ring for a championship opportunity. This match may not have been kind of the classic we expected, but it's still excellent, building sympathy for Bailey, and obviously had the Knight earning heat as well for the victory. They do a continued job of building out so many challenges from Jeff, and it feels like we are getting new challenges as well, which is really, really good as well. Something I think we've needed. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Mercedes Moné then made her long-awaited return as the wildcard in the Owen Hart tournament against Alex Windsor. An early back and forth gave way to Moné seizing control of the bout, entering the commercial. Back from the break, she dropped Windsor with the 3 Amigo suplexes. Windsor's dancer bowling over Moné and mounting a comeback, but had her momentum cut off by a Meteora. Moné delivered a sunset flip palm into the corner by running a double knee miss. A series of near falls ensued, with neither woman able to put the other down for the count. A big knee backstabber and statement maker Mercedes the win. win. And yeah, it's so good to see her back. Obviously, she's picked up where she left off here with another fantastic performance. They have really good chemistry. Windsor's an unsung hero, so it's a shame she can't advance, but I think Monet could go all the way with her star power. And that led into former members of United Empire clashing in the main event in the Owen Hart tournament. Ospreay against Davis. The aerial assassin started taking the fight to Davis and showcasing new tenacity and aggression learned from the Death Riders. Davis shook off a targeted attack on his left arm and sent Ospreay crashing spine first onto the top of the table. A suplex back into the ring, further punished the opponent's back and neck. Back from the night's final break, Dunkzilla caught Ospreay in the springboard attempt and Gorilla Press slammed him into the ring. The babyface fought back and once again targeted the left arm of Davis, stomping on it, applying the armbar. The heels powered out, drove Ospreay to the mat with a powerbomb, then added a power driver for a close 2. An Ospreay Hurricane Rana brought Davis to the arena floor, then a coast-to-coast dropkick stunned him once he returned to the ring. A Stars Clash earned Ospreay the near fall. A hidden blade put the heel down, but a referee bump prevented it from making the attack. We then got Beretta, Cage, El Clon and Lance Archer interfering on behalf of the villains while the Death Riders arrived to fend them off. Jake Doyle arrived, fended off Shafir's attempt to bring him down, but succumbed to John Moxley. Back in the ring, Carl Fletcher arrived on the scene, downed Ospreay with half and half suplex. He bailed out a screwdriver, but Skeshka pulled him to the ring and fought him out to continue as all hell broke loose. Ospreay delivered one final hidden blade to disarm Davis with a screwdriver, then hit a second, but referee Bryce Rensberg arrived too late, allowing the heels kick out of 2. The babyface survived one last push before he applied the armbar, allowing the submission win. And yeah, this felt like an Attitude Era main event with warring factions, and yeah, it felt crazy, didn't it? Ospreay finally getting a win though. The crowd was red hot. Davis continues to be a hidden gem, and yeah, it's all going to lead to the inevitable Ospreay and Jeff match. But yeah, this felt like a pay-per-view quality main event. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Overall, AEW Dynamite 8 is a 7 out of 10 for me. I nearly brought it up for the main event, but I thought all in all it was a great show, including the return of Mercedes Moné, adding to that questionable decision to nurture Kevin Knight's heel turn by having him join the Callis family, something absolutely no one asked for, and you have a show that is one step below fantastic for a weekly show. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.